All right, bar chords. So the concept behind bar chords is, they're movable shapes. Just like we had movable power chords, we have movable bar chords. We talked about the bar in pattern 4 of our octave shapes, but we're also going to do it in pattern 2, which is when your root's on the 5th string. So the same way we learned our roots on the 6th, 5th, and 4th for our power chords, and you really learned, the notes, where your fretboard markers are, we're going to use those to move our major and minor chord shapes. Because in our last lesson we talked about playing in key. Not every key is going to have chords that be played in open position. What if you say, you had a B minor? Well, I can't play B minor in open position, so what am I going to do? Well, you can play a B power chord, right? That's on your 5th string, or up here. Well, how do I make that minor? What if I wanted to play a B major? I have my shape that we learned with, but I'm not playing a root in the bass. So what I have here is I have your major and minor chord shapes for both your roots on the 6th string and on the 5th string. And you're going to use these all the time. All the time. I mean, you can learn just about any song you want with knowing these. Now, I am going to teach you the major and minor chord shapes for the other 3 remaining octave shapes, but pattern 4 and 2 are really your bread and butter. So let's get into it. Pattern 4, as you remember, is based on E. It's your E shape in the cage system, right? And if you remember your E major, it's like this, and E minor, you just pick your first finger up. Well, let's increase every fret, every note, up 1 fret, and you're going to get F major, E major, F major. I'm barring with my first finger on the 1st fret, and then F minor. The same way, when I did E major and E minor, all I did was change the note on the 3rd string by a half step. It went down a half step, and I made that major and minor. Up to G, G power chord, G major, G minor. A power chord, A pattern 4 octave shape, A pattern 4 major, A pattern 4 minor, B, C, D. Easy. Now what about pattern 2 with your root on the 5th string? Now if you remember, pattern 2 is A in the cage system. There's your A, right? And then your A minor. You should be noticing a concept here. The difference between major and minor is always 1 note. In this shape, the 2nd fret of the 2nd string was major. It goes down to the 1st fret of the 2nd string to make it minor. Again, we're playing open strings right now. We're going to increase everything by 1, and we have B flat, or A sharp, major, and minor. Now this doesn't really work so well. So in this shape, what we're going to do is we're going to bar with either our 3rd or our 4th finger. I like to use my pinky. Most people like to use their 3rd. Whatever's comfortable. Just make sure that you're getting that little triad cluster on the 4, 3, and 2 strings. Don't worry about playing the 1st string when you're moving the shape. So again, C major, C minor. This is your D power chord, D pattern 2 octave shape, D major pattern 2, D minor pattern 2, E, F. So what I want you to do is play our 2 progressions, a 1-4-5 and our 1-6-2-5, using just bar chords, no open chords. So let's use our same key. Let's do the key of C. So we have a 1-4-5, and the key of C is C major, F major, and G major. So let's start down here. Where is a C major that's either pattern 2 or pattern 4? Well, we know this is 1. Connect our octave shape. That's 2. We're starting here. That is C major, your pattern 2, bar chord, right? So we're going to find F and G. Now again, we could slide this up, F and G, but what I want you to do is find your closest move. So your closest here is F, pattern 4 there, and G, pattern 4, 3rd fret, 6th string there. So you can play a little rhythm, that's the first spot. Then I want you to play that same progression starting from a different root. So if you had C major here on the 5th string, now I want you to jump up C major starting on the 6th string. Now again, we're still going to play our 1, 4, 5, so it's C, F, and G, but I don't want you to go down to this F and G. I want you to find them up here. So where's your closest move? There it is, right there. What about our 1, 6, 2, 5? So if you remember, that was C major, A minor, D minor, and G major. Same thing. We're going to start here, C major, pattern 2. Our closest A minor bar chord, 5th fret, 6th string, pattern 4. D minor, closest is right here, 5th fret, 5th string, pattern 2. And G major, pattern 4, 3rd fret, 6th string, back to 1. There's your home, right? Same thing, second position, right? So we're going to start with our C here. Now, when we go to our 6th chord, A major, we could go up here or here. Choice is yours. Make it. So here's 1. Here's our 6 minor. Played 1, 4, 5 and 1, 6, 2, 5 in the key of C, right? Using your closest move technique and bar chord using pattern 2 and pattern 4. What I want you to do for this video to complete the lesson, do that same thing in 2 different keys. Make sure that you start in 2 different places. So again, if you're doing it in G, you're going to do G, C, and D here, or G, C, and D here. There's your 1, 4, 5, and G. If you're doing the 1, 6, 2, 5, G major, E minor. You can do this. This is a bar chord here. A minor, right, and then D major like that. Up here, G major, E minor, A minor, D major. Let's see.